what the what the hell do y'all have me watching? Oh my god, I am Tammy Talks. I am here to talk Squid Games. Season 1, Episode 1, Red Light, Green Light. Okay. Okay, so that was a lot. That was a lot. So the game was recommended, or the show, I should say, was recommended to me by those of you that were rocking with me during the circle, right? So I asked what other shows would you guys be interested in me talking about from Netflix. A couple of you said Squid Games. Shout out to I think your name was Ricardo. If it wasn't, I'm so sorry. I should have went back and looked. But I didn't know what to expect. I did not really take notes on this first episode because I didn't know if I was actually going to like talk about it. But I'm hooked. This is completely out of the norm for anything that I watch. I don't watch stuff like this, but let's get into it. So the show starts off with there's this main character. I cannot pronounce his name. I do not want to offend anybody and say his name wrong, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Show starts off with the main character. He is sitting on the floor in his living room, and his mom gives him an older woman. I'm assuming his mom gives him some money and tells him to go buy Gia, who I thought at the time was like his wife or girlfriend, a gift for her birthday. And he is like disgusted, like this isn't enough money. And I'm thinking, you're getting you're getting money from somebody to go buy somebody else to give. Make it work, my guy. Make it work. So they have this back and forth where he's like, I don't know what to get her. I can't get her anything nice. He was like, she likes fried chicken. Take her to get some fried chicken. Get a card, get a gift, get it together. So we see him once his mom leaves, he's yelling at her, stop working so much, telling her that he gives her all the money she has because he's a chauffeur and there should be more money. Her job doesn't pay her enough, just doing a lot. So the next thing we see is him jumping up. He runs to the cupboard, and I just knew he was stealing some money from his mama. But he pulls out a debit card, goes to the ATM, tries to get in, tries to type the PIN number in, and she don't change the PIN number on him because clearly he steals, right? So she changed the PIN number, and he's in there with a friend of his, and he is trying all these numbers. And I'm like, how many chances do you get in Korea? How many chances does Korea give you? Because he put that PIN number in wrong like 4 times. And his friend told him, one more time, it's going to lock you out. Think, my guy, think. So he does his daughter's birthday, and he gets in, gets some money out, and he goes to the racetrack to bet on some horses. He loses the first time and is just pissed. So goes, gets some more money, places it on 6 and 8, which is his daughter's birthday. I'm assuming June 8th or August 6th. One of the two. So he actually hits big on that, and he's just balling with his money, walking through like, woo, balling. Gives the lady that cashed us out his winning ticket, gives her some money, and I was like, what'd you give her money for? You're broke. You have bills and loans because your mama told us that you don't have enough money to pay the loans that you got. So I was like, why are you giving her money? So he's like flossing with his money. He gets outside and he sees two guys, two groups of guys from opposite directions that see him. And I'm like, okay, that's who he owes the money. So he takes off running through this like hallway, this foyer type place, and he bumps into this girl, knocking over her drink and her looks like her boba tea and shit. And he comes back because you can tell he deep down he's a nice guy. He's been kind of aggy all episode, but you can tell that he's a nice guy trying to do his best. So he like hands her stuff and like feels bad or whatever, and he runs into the bathroom where the guys corner him. They beat him up, but he's like, "Nope, I got the money. I got your money. I think he won, they said 4 million. So, now this is Korean money. I do not know the conversion rate. If you do, put it in the comments. Because the amounts that they were throwing out this entire episode, I was lost, y'all. Lost. So he is like reaching in his pocket, like, I have the money for y'all. I got it. But there's a hole in his pocket, and Lord, y'all, he lost the money. I said, oh, he's a screw up. I can tell it. I can tell he is going to stress me out this entire series. He is going to work my last nerve with some of the stuff that he does. So he doesn't have the money, so they about to go up in his nose and I guess pinch out something they was about to do. And I was like, if it's gonna be gruesome, y'all lost me because I don't do blood and gore and stuff like that. So he signs a deal with them that he is going to pay them next month, whatever, whatever. They say okay with it, they let it rock. So he goes back up to the attendant that cashed out his money before his winning ticket and asked her for the money back that he gave her. Because he remembers he still has to take his daughter out for um her birthday and he still has to buy her something. Your birthday. You should have took that money from Rip and just went and got your daughter a stuffed animal and called it a day. So he takes that money from her and he goes to one of those games where the claw where you're trying to get the prize, which everybody knows is rigged. It is hard AF to win in them games, but he goes for it. He is wasting money. Dollar bill after dollar bill in that machine. And then finally this little boy was like, you got to see which ones you want, focus on it, and go after that, which is true for those games. You can't go in there and try to just randomly grab. You got to zone in on what you want and focus on that one thing and that one thing only. So the little boy helps him and he wins his daughter a stuffed animal. And I'm like, yes, happy ending, y'all. So he takes his daughter out for, it looks like some type of like fast food from like a food stand. And the little girl is enjoying it and he's telling her, sorry I didn't get you um something fancier. And kids are so precious. She said, that's okay. We just left a steakhouse with my stepdad. And I was like, the shade unnecessarily. So they're talking and he's like, well, I got you a gift. He opens the gift, and I'd be damned if it's a gun. I'm like, what is going on? So the little girl was like, why is this nigga giving me a gun? So she pulls it out. And then she like pulls the trigger and I hollered because why are you pulling the trigger? Just Lord have mercy, the show is going to, I cannot watch a show that's going to have my heart palpitating like this. So the little girl pulls the trigger, come to find out that it's a lighter. So now the little girl is even more confused because he initially played it off and was like, yeah, you need a gun. You're getting older. Got to protect yourself. All this other stuff. And the little girl pulls it. It's a lighter. So now he's like, fuck. So he takes it and he was like, I'll keep it. I'll hold on to it for you so that when you're older, you have something. Because, because she was like, my mom's not going to let me have this. You're going to get in way more trouble with her by giving me this. So he takes that and he's like, all right, I'll keep it for you. So they're talking and he tells her, next year for your birthday, I'm gonna get you an awesome gift. And she was like, next year? And I was looking like something told me off rip that little girl was that she was gonna be moving. I didn't think they would be moving to the States, but I figured that she was gonna be moving out of the country or moving far enough away that it wouldn't be easily accessible for him to be like next year. So we see him carrying the little girl home and her mama is a bi. So her mother was like, why are you carrying her? Why is she out so late? It's cold. And he was like, we are 10 minutes late. I carried her home. She fell asleep. It's fine. He offered to carry her to the elevator in the building. Offered to carry her to the elevator in the building and she was like, no, it's fine. We'll handle it. Don't worry about it. So it just kind of sucks how things were like working for him, but that's fine. So after that, he we see him walking and running to the subway, to the train station, and The doors close right before he gets there, and he's just having just a no good, very bad, horrible day. Ain't that the name of that like children's book? No good, very bad, horrible day, terrible day. So then this man appears next to him, and it's like, "Can I talk to you?" And he said, "No, I ain't doing no Jehovah's Witness. I don't believe in God. I am whatever the case, I'm a Buddhist." And so he pulls the damn gun out on the man, who was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Just want to play a game." And then he pulls the trigger and it's the damn lighter. And I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you pull that gun lighter out on that man like that? So they're going to play some game. He's like, "Do you want to play a game with me?" Opens his briefcase, has all this money. I forgot what the name of the game was. It was like, I guess I started with a D. But you have two different color, like square things. I'm assuming that they're probably filled with like bean bags or something. Something that they can flip over. The point of the game is you have one on the ground, one of the squares, and you take yours and it's a wasp on my screen that's like stressing me out. So, but you take yours and you throw it down so that the thing flips over. And he would say, "I'll play you for 100,000." And keep in mind, y'all, I'm speaking just in Korean. This is not $100,000, but they're saying 100,000. So he's like, "I'll play you for 100,000. If I win, I'll give you the money. If you win, you give me the money." Now the main character know he don't have a dollar to his name, and he agrees to pay. He agrees to play, and the man was like, "You can even go first, by all means." So he does it, and of course, he doesn't flip it over, and the man does his, and bow, flips it over. Like that man threw that down like he was playing spades. Or like he was doing domino. Like I was cracking up. So he was like, "If you don't have the money to pay, um, he would say, I'll slap you or you can pay with your body." So slaps the shit out of him. So we see the main character lose, Lord, y'all, about 10, 12 times before he finally gets it and he wins. And he would say, "Yeah, baby, about to slap you back." The man would say, "No, here's your money." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, the money. That's right, the money." So the man tells him, if there are more ways that you can make more money, gives him a card, and it's like, there are more games like this that you can play, childhood games, and you can get your money. You can make some quick money. And the main character was like, "I don't do pyramid schemes, my guy. You're not gonna get me for the okie doke. Thank you for what we just did here today. I appreciate my money, and we're good. We're good to go." And the man was just like, "Your name is so and so. You used to work at this particular place. You got fired, so then you opened like this little food cart. You opened this type of place. Those didn't work. Those went under. So now you're a chauffeur. But then you got this daughter. You owe this man this much money. You owe the bank this much money. You need to come play because you don't have no money." And I was like, wow. I don't want nobody to ever come up to me and run me my life story and then tell me what credit cards I owe and who I owe and all this other stuff. Wow. So the main character, I think his name was Seong. I know I'm saying it wrong. But the main character was just kind of like, okay. Takes the card and goes about his merry way. He's just happy that he got some money. So he stops by like a fish market where a friend of his mother works. And she was like, "Are you drunk?" Because he was over there just giddy, just, hey. And she was like, "Are you drunk?" And he was like, "Nope, but I feel drunk. I feel tipsy," because he's geeked. He got some money. So instead of him taking his money, going to pay off a little bit of whatever he owes, he's about to take this money and blow it. I can feel it. So he gets home and he hands his mother some money. It was like, "Now it's my turn to give you some money." And his mom was like, how's my grandbaby? You take her to get some chicken? You feed her? Get her a gift? Did you act like a father today?" And then he was kind of like, and then he was like, "Yeah, it's fine, it's fine." And she told him, that she's moving. Her stepfather got a job and she's moving to America. And his mama goes in and it's like, you're going to lose, contact with her. She's going to become Americanized. She's going to forget Korean. You won't be able to talk to her. You need to get full custody. And I'm thinking, mama main character, you know damn well this man is not going to get he's not going to get full custody. I don't even know why you trying to geek him up like that, but whatever. So he is laying there at later that night, and he doesn't want to lose his daughter, and he knows he needs to pay off all these debts and these bills that he owes. So he calls. He calls the phone number on the card and tells them that he's in. Gives like his name, I think his name, his age, and something else. They tell him, "All right, be outside." He goes outside. He gets into a car, and the car starts to fill with gas. I said, "Oh no, was this a trap? Is he about to die?" But because then the driver turns around and he has a gas mask on. I said, "Oh, they set my guy up." So he ends up going to some big building. He wakes up. It looks like he's in jail. And he wakes up and they're all on these like flat cots. Everybody's dressed and he has a number. He's number 456. And everybody's kind of waking up like, what the what? Where am I? What is going on? Because they're not in the clothes that they were in. They, were knocked out. So they don't know what happened. So everybody is like walking to this room where they're kind of summoned. And we see this man fighting. We see this old man that is counting the people. And I was looking like, Jesus Christ, sir. And he's counting the people, and the main character was like, what are you doing? If you're trying to count how many of us are in here, the number's on the board. There's 456. He was like, look, you're number 1. Oh, I'm last. I'm 456. And the old man laughed at him for being last. I don't even know if that really matters. But they kind of tell these people, look, the point of the game, well, he sees the woman, the little girl that pickpocketed him. So the girl that he ran into in the gambling place when he was trying to run away, she pickpocketed him when they collided. And I was like, well, she is smooth. So he's like charging up her, and then everything starts. So they're telling these people, y'all are here to play this game. Y'all are here because y'all need money. And someone kind of yells out and was like, y'all took us illegally. Why are we supposed to trust y'all? And got big, and they start putting everybody's business out. Like on this big video screen, this big TV screen. And it's like, okay, so you owe $9 million to this person. You owe $900 million. And it's showing people, everybody doing the same game, trying to flip the square over. And if they don't have the money to do it, they're getting slapped. So it's like, y'all are all here. Y'all didn't trust us that day, but y'all still went. We paid y'all. Y'all got the money. And now y'all are here because you called us. You made the decision to call. You signed up. You met us outside. You got your ass in the car. And now we're here. Now we're going to get these games going, or we're going to get it going. So somebody is like, well, how much money do we win? And this huge piggy bank falls. And they're like, we're going to put all the money totaled up in here. There are 6 games. If you win all 6 games, you win the money. We'll tell you how much money you win at that point. And I'm like, cool. Let's get it popping. So they lead everybody, and everybody starts going, like, they have to come up front. They have to sign saying that they accept, probably that they accept the consequences and they accept the winnings and stuff like that. They all go around and take pictures. And we saw that main character smile for the first time this entire episode, and probably the last time through this series. That's probably the last time in this series he's gonna smile. And they lead them all upstairs to this like big open room where it looks like they're just on like a grass area. And there's this huge creepy ass robot lady, and they're getting ready to play red light, green light. And everybody is like, red light, green light, like when we were kids. And everybody was like, this is easy. So it's these 2 like younger guys in the front. And they're like, come on, y'all, let's race. If I get there before you, let's bet $1 million. And I'm thinking, y'all ass is already in debt. This is why y'all are in debt and y'all are here now. So as they're walking out, main character sees a friend of his. And it was the son of the woman at the fish market. And he was like, "What are you doing here? Like, you went to college, you got this great job. I just saw your mom." And he was like, "We'll talk about it later." Kind of like, bruh, okay? I'm here the same reason you here. We both need some money, basically. So they start off red light, green light, and we all know how red light, green light goes. When they yell green light, you run. When they yell red light, you stop. So they're saying that whoever gets across this line, there's like a pink strip on the ground. If you get past the pink strip and under the 5 minute timer, you will make it to the next round. After completing the 6 rounds, you win the money. So they go out and everybody is like, red light, green light, let's go. So they run out and everybody's taking off running all wild, just, because they're like, this is a child's game. Lord, y'all, they run, they yell red light, stop. And that one boy kind of turns and starts talking to someone else. And all of a sudden you hear like a gunshot and then he falls to the ground. And I said, I know y'all not killing folks. I know y'all not shooting people. I know y'all not shooting people. So then his friend was kind of like, come on, man, get up, quit playing. Whatever. And so they yell green light again. And as his friend gets closer to him, he's like, all right, come on, you eliminated. Like, telling him, get on up and get to the side, quit all this playing. He coughs up blood. So he like yells. So now everybody starts moving around. Gunshots go blazing, y'all. And I am just, oh my God. What is going on? So they are killing people because they're moving and it's a red light. So when they meant eliminate, they meant truly eliminating that ass. They are killing people. So now everybody is screaming like, what the fuck, trying to run back into the building, but y'all signed your lives away. Y'all signed your lives. Y'all sold your soul to the devil to try to get some money. So that's what this is. So they run screaming back. So then the game starts over, and what killed me was the little robot was like, let me go through the rules again. On green, you can move. On red, you cannot. If I detect motion, that ass is grass. It's basically what she was saying. So every time they move, we were seeing people stumbling and screaming and just terrified to move. It gets, in the process, main character, somebody got shot and fell onto him. So he's like trying to hold himself up and he's like shaking. And his friend sees him and it's like, you have to move because they are detecting motion. And if they see you shaking or trembling, they are going to kill you. So he finally on green moves and he's running. And I'm like, all right. He's running and then somebody grabs his fucking leg. And I'm thinking, nigga, you were already on the ground dead. Don't bring nobody down with you. That is rude. That is rude. So he is like begging and pleading for his life. And he is like, because the main character is he's typically a good guy deep down. And he like wants to help, but it's also like, I can't die too. Shakes his leg free and he's running. And he's running and then you hear red light and he trips over someone's leg and he is in the process of falling. So he's leaning forward. The guy behind him is holding on for him. And I'm like, you owe that man your life, like for real. So the man is holding on to him and you can see he's moving. I'm like, please don't get both of y'all killed because you ain't as strong as you thought to hold on to him. So green light goes again. There is 2 seconds left and main character jumps over the line and they make it. And then you see there's like 10 or so other people left in the back and they shoot them all dead. And then the screen pans out and then the top of the thing closes. And I am just... what a show. I will be back every episode. Please, I won't be checking comments because y'all spoil things. I will be doing every episode separately. I am watching every episode separately. If you are new here, subscribe. If you are back from the circle and still have not subscribed, subscribe. Thumbs up the video. Leave some comments on episode 1. Episode 1 only down below. I'm Tammy. Y'all are tripping with this show. See y'all in a few.